Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland.
There will be lots of drama, that is for sure. The gloves are off.
Attacke.
What amazing battles going on.
Da musst du alles auf den Punkt bringen.
Oh my goodness.
Da wird's eng. Wow, da geht einer massiv fliegen.
What an amazing move.
Das ist Rennsport at its best.
Welcome back to Imola, to the Autodromo Internazionale. Enzo E. Dino Ferrari. The last time you joined us, it was race one of the season for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany 2024. And we saw Larry Tenfjord cross the line first to take the win in race one. At least that's what we thought at the time. He was under investigation. And subsequently, he picked up a penalty as a result of contact on the Ariel Levy car whilst taking the lead. He received a 4-second penalty, which put him back into third place. And Harry King inherited the win. Great Britain's Harry King for Allied, racing with Ariel Levy in second. But late last night, the news came through that Ariel Levy had been disqualified. He was unable to provide, at least his team were unable to provide a fuel sample, and he was disqualified from the race. I saw Ariel this morning, and to say he was despondent would be something of an understatement, but he will bounce back today because it is a new day. It is race two of the season. Weather conditions are perfect. Yesterday, the sun was shining. There were big black clouds around. We stayed dry for the race it was a monstrous thunderstorm yesterday afternoon, which has washed the track completely. So all that lovely rubber that had been laid down has now been washed off. This is the first race of the day here at Imola, so it will be a little bit green when this race gets underway. You can see from your graphic there that it's Theo Eberhaus who scores his first ever pole position, and he will be looking to improve on a 5th place. That's the best he has ever scored in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Last year he had 5 5th places, and he's in a very good position to improve on that today, starting on pole position. The championship leader and yesterday's winner, Harry King, starts alongside him on the front row, but keep an eye out. Row 2, full of talent. Robert De Haan, who I believe inherited a podium yesterday. I say believe because we haven't had an official result published yet, but I believe that he finished in 3rd place yesterday. The car that crossed the line first, Larry Tenfjord, the defending champion in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. He starts 4th on the grid. Behind him is Ariel Levy, and he has a point to prove, having had that disqualification yesterday. Wonderful tributes there on the side of many of the cars. Proton Huber competition, and the team manager, Gerhard Freundorfer, who very sadly died in Barcelona a couple of weeks ago. It has absolutely rocked the family, particularly at Proton Huber competition, but just in general here in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. We feel his loss, and we send our love and our best wishes to his wife Carola at this sad time. The cars you can see in the sunlight. Look at that beautiful blue sky. We are getting ready. There is Alex Tauscher. He shone in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe over the winter. It was Ariel Levy who took the championship in that series, but Alex Tauscher was very rapid. He's been taking steps up the ladder pretty well every season, and it feels like he's taken another step as he lines up on the 3rd row for this race. There is Ariel Levy from Israel, the driver who really wants to make amends for yesterday. He did lead the race for some time, but there was that contact with Larry Tenfjord and then the subsequent disqualification. We welcome to the grid the number 21 of Marvin Clan, the Porsche Carrera Cup France champion from 2021 and 2022. He finished third in their championship last year. He's also in Porsche Carrera Cup Italy this year. But really, joining the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, arguably the toughest Carrera Cup series in the world. What a way to hone your skills. You can hear the engines are running. There is nothing quite like it. We have 26 cars on the grid, 13 newcomers this year onto the grid at Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, and 13 drivers from last year. It is a field that is packed with pure talent. So many good drivers to speak about. So many drivers that we're going to be highlighting as this season goes on. You're looking down at Team 75 Bernhard. They return to the grid. So good to have Timo Bernhard's cars back on the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany grid for the first time in many years, 8 years to be precise, returning back to their roots after a couple of years in DTM and other series. And with Robert De Haan at the wheel and Janis Stiak, they have two very talented drivers. Great to have them back. We haven't mentioned the Pro-Am Championship yet. Defending champion Søren Spreng won the race yesterday for the Pro-Ams. Second was Mikael Esman. A great job from him from further back through the pack. He got second in the Pro-Am standings with Ahmed Al-Shihab, who really fancies his chances on the Pro-Am Championship this year, finishing third in the Pro-Ams. The leading rookie yesterday was Robert De Haan. Second in the rookies was Cas Havercourt. Keep an eye on him. Another driver who has absolutely shone over the winter. He took 2 wins from 4 races in the Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe, and it will be a force to be reckoned with this year. We are at the Imola circuit. It is 4.909 kilometers around. That equates to about 3.05 miles, 19 turns. 9 to the right and 10 to the left. Rather unusually, we run in an anti-clockwise direction. Most circuits are in the clockwise direction. We're about 40 kilometers east of Bologna, and this wonderful historic circuit hosting the season opener for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany this year. It's the first time we've ever kicked off the season here in Imola. Last time we were here was in June 2022. It was scorching hot, and on that particular occasion we saw Bastian Busch take his first ever win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, and we saw Larry Tenforde take a win. So, Harry King, yesterday's winner, well, he won the season opener this time last year. That was at Spa-Francorchamps in the pouring rain. He didn't win any other races last year. He did pick up 7 podiums, but he didn't move to the top step of the podium again last season. He is looking to put that to rights. He wants wins, he wants the championship. He's already said this is unfinished business, and he wants to wrestle that title away from the most successful driver in the history of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, that being the golden black car that you can see fourth in line there, Larry Tenforde, who has taken the number 1 this year on the side of the car, because he has broken every single record that there is to be had in this series, and the 3 times champion looking to make it 4, the only driver ever to have won 3 championships in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. But as we've already mentioned, so much talent around him, none more so than our pole sitter Theo Overhaus. We haven't mentioned yesterday's pole sitter Huub van Eindhoven, who had a great getaway. In fact, his getaway at the start of the race was a little bit too great, and he picked up a penalty, a trip to the penalty box, which is new for this year, and ended up finishing in 5th place. It was 6th across the line, but I believe he was elevated to 5th after the disqualification of Ariel Levy. A massive crowd here today to witness race 2 of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, supporting the World Endurance Championship, and they are about to be entertained. Are we ready for race 2 of the season? 5 red lights are off, and we are go. A great start from Theo Overhaus, but look at Harry King pulling alongside Larry Tenforder up into that 3rd place, side by side. Harry King, Theo Overhaus into turn 1. Harry King trying to go round the long way. Ariel Levy locking up. That is a car running off into the gravel as well. So the rest of the cars coming through, and it was Theo Overhaus who got it all wrong, went wide into the gravel, and it's Harry King who leads the way. Larry Tenforder up into 2nd place already. So much promise for Theo Overhaus, and he got it all wrong on those first couple of corners. And there's a spinner, that's Alex Tauscher pointing in the wrong direction as well. Many of the young talents falling by the wayside on this opening lap. Alex Tauscher looks as though he'll be able to get it back together and join at the back, but a disastrous start for our pole sitter and for Alex Tauscher. A great start for Harry King and Larry Tenforder. Robert De Haan up into that 3rd place. So the car's now settling down. It is 30 minutes plus 1 lap of racing. Larry Tenforder looking to the outside of Harry King, but it is Harry King leading the way. Looks to have this under control at the moment. I think Tauscher has rejoined at the back, as has Theo Overhaus. It was him that we saw going wide in the opening corners of this race. Hopefully we'll see a replay of that, see what happened. But keep an eye on Robert De Haan in 3rd place. He is no respecter of records, and he can see Larry Tenforder up ahead of him. Also, Marvin Clown in 4th place. Keep an eye on him. Good start from Horst Felix Felbermayr, but Ariel Levy coming back after that disastrous start, running through the gravel track. He's actually gathered it together very well. So Ariel Levy up into that 5th place. But keep an eye on Robert De Haan. He is filling the mirrors of the Larry Tenforder car. This is going to be quite a battle for 2nd place. This is allowing Harry King to break clear about half a second from Larry Tenforder at the moment. There's Theo Overhaus at the back of the pack. He's got a long 27 3/4 minutes ahead of him. Robert De Haan looks to the inside, and Larry Tenforder, Marvin Clan looking to the outside. This is what we love in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. All these cars absolutely equal. Just saw a car in the background going wide. That was Janis Stiak taking out one of the marker boards. He's able to rejoin, but he's lost a load of places. Sebastian Framer has found a route past him whilst that has been going on. But Robert De Haan in 3rd place, putting the pressure on the defending champion. Senna Van Zeulen in the number 12 car, another of the newcomers here, one of the 8 drivers in the Porsche talent pool. A wonderful initiative by Porsche that has been going for several years now. 8 drivers who are tutored by Wolf Hensler, a historic driver in his own right in Porsche racing, and these 8 young drivers who are trained in everything, not just racing, but in fitness, nutrition. There is the 98 Jan Zeifert. Now he's had a moment. You can see the gravel onto the track, so he's clearly been through the gravel track, but I don't know whether he's going to be able to keep it going or not. But car 98 pointing in the wrong direction. I've had no notification, and it looks like he's able to continue, so that is good news. So Zeifert continues towards the back of the pack, but there's challenges further back. Car 60, and now there's Alex Hartvig, one of the drivers in the talent pool for Allied Racing, and Janis Stiak running together on the circuit. In the background also Keanu Blum, the driver who is the youngest in the field. And Keanu, well, yesterday was his first ever kart race. He's come from karting, and he's come in, talk about in at the deep end. Keanu Blum, his first ever car race yesterday, did a great job getting to the end in what is such a tough racing category. So, There's Colin Bernigshausen in the 55 car. He had a very torrid day yesterday, but up in 13th today, so a lot better. Apologies, we lost some pictures there. Back with the Harry King car leading the way, 25 minutes plus 1 lap. Larry Tenforder in second place, and that is Ariel Levy challenging for position in the Marvin Klein car just ahead of him, so that is for 4th position. There is Ariel Levy to the inside of Marvin Klein. And they are running side by side through the corners. So it is still Harry King leading the way, 1.3 seconds. 2 cars running side by side, and that is running through there. They're alongside each other into the corner. Alex Hartwig and the 2 Allied racing cars running together, Nathan Sharp as well. So those 2 Allied racing cars in the same team running for position, and they are Van Eindhoven, the driver who was yesterday's pole sitter, under pressure in the number 23 car. Ahead of him, Horst Felix Feldmayer in 6th place, but behind it's Flint Schuring. Flint Schuring, the young charger, putting the pressure onto the number 23 car. Cass Havercourt in the background there in 9th place. Robert DeHaan still pressuring Larry Tenforder for that 2nd place. Marvin Klein just dropping back a little from that battle. But Larry Tenforder, the most experienced driver, the most successful driver in that 2nd place, coming under pressure. Robert DeHaan, no respecter of tradition or of records while this is going on. Harry King is able to break clear to the outside. Robert DeHaan, he cuts back to the inside, bumping over the curbs. Larry Tenforder still in that 2nd place. Marvin Klein just a little bit too far back to do anything about it if these 2 cars get together. Ariel Levy in that 5th place. He's recovered well. Horst Felix Feldmayer behind him, then Huub van Eindhoven. Let's have another look here. Locking up into the corner. That was where Ariel Levy went wide. Wonderful slow-mo shots here. But it is the smoking tyres of the car number 25, Ariel Levy. The car going off wide into the gravel. He's able to keep it going. He loses a handful of positions, but he's recovered well from that. Not just recovering on track, but also mentally as well. Flint Schuring, Cass Havercourt running side by side. It's Havercourt putting the pressure on. Remember, this is the 2nd ever Porsche Carrera Cup race for Cass Havercourt, and he's up into that 9th place and challenging Flint Schuring. It is still the position that Horst Felix Feldmayer is holding on to with Huub van Eindhoven. Van Eindhoven in the 7th place. Lovely slow-mos. There is Huub van Eindhoven, Flint Schuring, Cass Havercourt, Senna van Seulen, James Kellett in the number 44 car. He's also joining this series this year. A good 11th place for James Kellett. Yesterday, he was really struggling in the car. He had back cramps. It was the longest half hour of his life. Painful business racing this car with a lot of pain in his back, and he was able to get to the end of the race, actually scored very well in it, but looking to make up for that today in 11th place. Ahead of him, Senna van Seulen. So Larry Tenforder in that 2nd place. It is Robert De Haan still monstering him. Now Marvin Clan has closed in on him. So the podium position still very much up for grabs. Harry King, well, he's about 2.4 seconds ahead, so he's broken clear of Larry Tenforder. But second, third and fourth still very much to be decided. Horst Felix Felbermeyer in sixth place, having his best showing in a very long time. But Huub van Eindhoven pressuring him hard for that position. For sixth place, Flint Schuring has dropped back a little bit from Huub van Eindhoven. And Flint Schuring has Cas Havercourt for company. So Huub van Eindhoven in the number 88 car, pushing hard in that position in sixth place. And there is the 88. Horst Felix Felbermeyer, our race leader. Harry King continues to stretch his legs at the front. 2.3 seconds is the gap over Larry Tenforder. Tenforder, well, he's broken away from Robert De Haan a bit at the moment, but we've still got a little under 19.5 minutes plus 1 lap remaining of this race. And Robert De Haan maybe just saving himself a little bit at the moment, waiting for that moment to challenge. Flint Schuring continues to battle with Cas Havercourt. Havercourt now with Zenna van Zerlen behind him. Keep an eye also on James Kellett just behind, the 4 cars running nose to tail at the front of that queue. In 8th place is Flint Schuring. But Cas Havercourt looks to the left, looks to the right. Flint Schuring positioning the number 16 car exactly where he needs to. But there's no way Havercourt can get past at the moment, just waiting for his moment. So Flint Schuring holding on to the 8th place. Cas Havercourt behind. Then Zenna van Zerlen. Our leading rookie is Robert De Haan. Meanwhile, further back in 19th place, Søren Spreng is the leading Pro-Am driver. Mikael Esman in second place in the Pro-Am category and 20th overall. And then Sam Shaheen in 22nd. He's third in the Pro-Ams. Harry King, 2.6 seconds from Larry Tenforder in second place. The leading rookie, Robert De Haan in third. Marvin Clan putting the pressure onto Robert De Haan now. So that's allowed Larry Tenforder to break clear. Tyre preservation, absolutely everything here. If you take too much out of your tyres early on, you're going to have nothing to defend with at the end of the race. So Robert De Haan, perhaps having taken too much out of those tyres at the moment, now falling into the clutches of car number 21. But whilst all this is going on, Harry King breaks clear. Flint Schuring, Cas Havercourt running side by side. Havercourt tried to make the move, but that's allowed Zenna van Zerlen. Keep an eye on James Kellett behind as well, almost pushing Zenna van Zerlen around the corner. He can't make the position, but now he can. Van Zerlen wide into the gravel trap. He keeps it going, but it is James Kellett who's come out on top of that at the moment, because it is Cas Havercourt who has dropped back. Flint Schuring just ahead of Kellett. Sebastian Freeman there as well. Janis Stiak, Cas Havercourt going wide and behind in that queue. But Zenna van Zerlen gathering it all up and rejoining further back. But a disastrous lap for him. Absolute elbows out racing here in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Flint Schuring still in that 8th place, ahead of him Huub van Eindhoven. James Kellett up to 9th, then Sebastian Freeman. Janis Stiak in 11th place. Cas Havercourt down to 12th. Zenna van Zerlen into 13th place, ahead of Colleague Bernighausen. So lots of action further back for the lower points paying positions. The leading rookie, Robert De Haan, under pressure from Marvin Clan. He is in the 3rd place. Marvin Clan in 4th. Ariel Levy, a little back from him, about 1.5 seconds back, so not able to challenge that battle. Harry King, meanwhile, stretching his legs at the front. Larry Tenforder just turning the heat up a little bit, 2.6 seconds. So we're approaching the halfway point of the race. Harry King, our championship leader, looking to take 2 out of 2 here at Imola this weekend. Robert de Haan in the 3rd place. So Flint Schuring, the driver who has been in the battles, but keep an eye on James Kellett in that 9th place. It's behind Flint Schuring at the moment and pressing hard. He felt comfortable with the setup they have on the car. Hopefully sorted out the back cramps that he had yesterday. As we see Janis Stiak taking a very wide line into the turn. Cas Havercourt taking advantage of that, now running side by side. And it is the 11th place that Janis Stiak surrenders to Cas Havercourt. Senna van Soelen behind as well, trying to steal the position, but too far back to come through on the gap. But it is the 24 car that is holding off car 15 now. Cas Havercourt, who's found the route past Janis Stiak. Senna van Soelen just a little bit further back from them. Harry King still at the front. Larry Tenforder still in 2nd. Robert de Haan in 3rd. Marvin Klan in 4th. Ariel Levy in 5th place. Horst Felix Felbermayr having his best run that we have seen in a while. His best ever finish in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany has been 3 13th places. So if he can bring this home here in this position in 6th place, it'll be a great result from him. Huub van Eindhoven in 7th, and then Flint Schuring, who has been in the battles all race long, in that 8th place. Zoran Spreng up to 18th, the leading Pro-Am driver, Mikael Esman behind him. There is Horst Felix Felbermayr in that 6th place. Huub van Eindhoven just behind him. This is a battle that has been raging for 12th place. Janis Stiak, Senna van Soelen flashing the lights behind, trying to distract him. You can see how much curve Janis Stiak is picking up. The car going up onto 2 wheels, positioning it exactly as he needs to. It's the battle for 11th place. Cas Havercourt, Janis Stiak, Senna van Soelen ahead of them. Sebastian Fremuth. Sebastian Fremuth in that 10th place. And then ahead of him is James Kellett in the ID Racing number 44 car. Harry King's picked up another 10th from Larry Tenforder, so it looks like he's got this race well under control at the moment. Robert de Haan has dropped back a little from Larry Tenforder and Marvin Klan in 4th place. Ariel Levy, so the top 5 fairly well spaced out, then back to Horst Felix Felbermayr. That's the next closest battle, but our race leader at the moment, Harry King, still leading the way in the number 19 car. The 2022 Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux champion. He was 4th in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany last year with 1 win and 7 podiums. Looking to triple the number of wins here on his CV in this category this weekend and make it 3. Back-to-back wins would be exactly what he needs to steal that championship away from the gold and black car that is behind him. Larry Tenforder. Tenforder responds. He's taken a 10th out of the lead. James Kellett, the very impressive number 44 British driver in 9th place, closing in on Flint Schuring. He's got a little under 12 minutes plus 1 lap to do something about that. Taking a look at one of the Allied racing cars, that is Alexander Hartvig doing a little bit of rallycross. He keeps the power on, doesn't get bedded into the gravel track, so he's able to rejoin, drags an awful lot of gravel onto the track. Horst Felix Felbermayr in 6th place, now with Huub van Eindhoven, the driver who started on pole position yesterday, picked up the penalty for the jump start and ended up the race in 5th place and was pretty despondent about that. Now moving his way forwards in this race, 7th place at the moment. Horst Felix Felbermayr, another driver who spreads himself across a number of series in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe over the winter, and he is holding off the 23 car at the moment, but looking increasingly under pressure in the Team Proton Huber competition Porsche. So 88 in that position still, 6th place, 7th And it's a car, it's Cas Havercourt into the gravel trap. Now that looks to me like he's going to struggle to get out of there. He's buried into the gravel trap deep, and he can't get the car out of it. So are we going to see a full course yellow or even a safety car? Such a shame after such a competitive run. Taking a look at a replay here, just getting it wrong, under braking the 24 car into the gravel trap. And it looks to me as though he's stranded there. So Cas Havercourt out on the gravel trap. Now, whether he can get this moving and whether we can keep this under green flag, well, we'll see. But at the moment, I think that car is still stranded there. James Kellett continuing in that 9th place. That's his teammate, the 42 car, Keanu Bloom, the 16-year-old driver, the youngest in the field. To remind you, yesterday was his first ever car race in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. He has the Pro-Am leader behind him, Sören Spreng. We've got the safety car out though for the Cas Havercourt car. So safety car is out. The cars will turn into single file. Speed will be reduced, absolutely no overtaking. Our first safety car of the season, while the stranded car is retrieved from the gravel trap. And that big gap that Harry King had at the lead of this race will disappear. And when we get back under green flag racing, he will have Larry Tenforder right behind him. But Robert De Haan, Marvin Clant and Ariel Levy there as well. So there is the safety car, new for this year. The Sixt sponsored Porsche Taycan. And there is the Cas Havercourt car, stranded in the gravel trap. That's going to take a few moments to get that removed. And with 8 3/4 minutes remaining of this race, it's going to be a bit of a sprint to the end. Harry King, having done all the hard work, building up that lead, sees that gap reduced. Of course, the work continues, keeping the heat in the tyres. Taking another look at the start of the race here. No jump starts this time. And it was a great start from Harry King. You can see Theo Overhaus on the left-hand side of your picture. The two cars ran side by side. There was a bit of contact between Overhaus and Harry King, and that's what bounced Overhaus off into the gravel trap. He kept it going. Managed to find a bit of tarmac, did a bit of grass track as well. You see the two cars just bouncing off each other. You also saw Ariel Levy going wide on the other side of the track. It was an awful lot of cars trying to squeeze through Tamburello. Ariel Levy getting it sideways, did well to rejoin without losing too many places, and has recovered well from there as well. So it is a lively first lap, and that was Alex Tauscher. We saw him getting turned around, and he rejoined at the back, keeping Theo Overhaus company at the very back of the pack. And there is the Cas Havercourt car being unceremoniously removed from the circuit. Now, hopefully that can happen fairly quickly. Looks like he just lost it under braking, missed his braking point, locked up into the gravel, and was unable to go any further than that. The driver's now weaving to keep the heat into the tyres and into the brakes. And when we've had notification, the lights will then go off on the safety car, and we will be back racing. So Harry King, Larry Tenforder, our leading rookie, Robert De Haan in 3rd place. Second in the rookie race, Flint Schuring, he's in 8th overall. Senna van Zerlen, 3rd place in the rookies, 12th overall. Our leading Pro-Am driver, Sören Spreng, in 17th place. Alex Tauscher's done a good job to get back up into 18th place. Mikael Essmann, second in the Pro-Ams, in 19th. And 3rd in the Pro-Ams, Sam Shaheen. Ahmed Al-Shahab is 4th in the Pro-Am. He will be very disappointed with that. He really sees himself as a championship challenger in the Pro-Am category this year. Wonderful cars here. The World Endurance Championship taking place here at Imola this weekend, and these spectacular cars. It's been wonderful to watch those, and it's been wonderful to be guests as part of the WEC package this weekend, and those cars look and sound wonderful here at Imola. The incident involving Ariel Levy at the start of the race, no further action, and race control having a look at that incident that you can see on your screen and have said no further action. So good that Ariel Levy, well, he's escaped penalty. He really just wants to get to the end of this race, pick up the points and make up for yesterday's disappointment. I've had no notification yet that the safety car is coming in, but I have now. The timing screens are just updated, so the safety car lights will go off and it will be Harry King who will back the pack up, allow the safety car to disappear into the pit lane, and he'll want to keep the heat into the tyres and into the brakes. It will be his decision when to go. There can be no overtaking until the cars cross the start-finish line. But it'll be Harry King who will lead the field around. Larry Tenforder, done a fair few of these over the years, will be looking to anticipate that start and get the jump on Harry King. 30 wins is the tally that Larry Tenforder has in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, and he would love to make that 31, particularly to make up for the disappointment of yesterday. So safety car at the moment, still with the lights on. We've got a little over 4 minutes plus 1 lap. Right, now you can see Harry King just backing out of it. Safety car lights are off, disappearing into the distance. Harry King weaving, keeping the heat in the tyres. Larry Tenforder, well, his focus is on anticipating when Harry King makes that jump. But keep an eye on Robert De Haan, Marvin Clan, Ariel Levy, all behind, all ready to try and make that jump. The cars in single file now, heading around turn 19, out onto the pit straight, and Harry King, a good start from him. Larry Tenforder has not anticipated it as well as he might have done. Now out towards Tamburello. Robert De Haan has a little look to the inside of Larry Tenforder. Nothing happening there at the moment, bumping across the curbs. Marvin Clan in the background. There's one of the Allied racing cars just locking up into the corner. A plume of blue smoke. Everybody still on the track. Flint Schuring under pressure from James Kellett, the number 44 car, putting the pressure on, but Sebastian Freeman as well looks to the inside. Robert De Haan, another driver under pressure. He's trying to force Larry Tenforder to make a gap on the inside, but we can't make that happen. Sebastian Freeman, Janis Stier running side by side past the broken billboard sign. Behind them is James Kellett just ahead. Harry King broken clear of Larry Tenforder at the moment, about half a second, so trying to open up that gap. Just 2.5 minutes of racing remaining, plus 1 lap. Harry King looking to have this under control at the moment. He's broken clear of Larry Tenforder, who's still very preoccupied with Robert De Haan and Marvin Clan behind him. So Harry King out in front. There is Karol Krejci, the driver from Poland, who is in 14th place in a points-paying position on this, his first weekend in the series. Alexander Hartvig, another one, locking up under braking into the gravel trap. He keeps the power on. He's able to keep the car rolling, but Alexander Hartvig will drop to the back of the pack. The rest of the cars, all nose to tail, come streaming through. There is James Kellett once again, putting the pressure onto Flint Schuring. He's got his eyes on that 8th place. Flint Schuring holding on at the moment. 90 seconds plus 1 lap remaining on this race. James Kellett now looking eager. Schuring goes to block. Kellett to the outside. He slams the door in his face, picking up the curb. The two cars almost glued together. Kellett looks to the left, looks to the right. Janis Stier just behind, sees the opportunity to try and come through. Also Sebastian Freeman there as well, looking for his opportunity. Senna Van Sullen, these cars absolutely nose to tail. Any mistake by one of these drivers and they're going to get railroaded because the cars are running so close together. That's Sam Shaheen in the Pro-Am category, locking up a brake. into the gravel trap. He goes. That allows Ahmed Al-Shahab to come sailing past. That'll be for third place in the Pro-Am race. 40 seconds plus 1 lap remaining of this race. Still the fight continues for 7th and 8th place. James Kellett now, he's having to defend hard from the car behind him. There is Sebastian Freimert also putting the pressure onto Janis Stiak into the corner. Stiak moves across the block. Senna Van Solen there as well. James Kellett still at the front, but he's now dropped back from Flint Schuring. 10 seconds of timed racing, so it'll be whatever's remaining of that lap, plus 1 lap remaining for Harry King. He's opened up the gap to Larry Tenforder by about 0.6 of a second. So Harry King, Larry Tenforder, Robert De Haan, the closing stages of this race. And then Marvin Klein, Ariel Levy, Horst Felix Feldmayer, Hu van Eindhoven and Flint Schuring. De Haan in the lead of the rookie race. Harry King still at the front, 0.7 of a second. He looks to have this under control, but further back, a lot of fighting still going on. Horst Felix Feldmayer, Hu van Eindhoven just behind him. Then it's Flint Schuring, a back gap to Flint Schuring. The fight that has been raging all battle long. James Kellett, Janis Stiak and Sebastian Freimert. Senna Van Solen there as well. There is James Kellett in the number 44 car. Has been so impressive. So the clock has struck 0. Harry King leading the way. Larry Tenforder 7/10 behind. So it looks as though second place is as good as he is going to manage here this morning in race 2 of this 16 race season in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Carol Crate with Alex Tauscher. Good job from Carol Crate in 15th place, making his debut in this series. Harry King out of turn 19, he comes out onto the pit straight. Larry Tenforder behind him, and they start what will be the final lap of the race. Harry King, 17 laps in the books, 0.7 of a second ahead of Larry Tenforder. Robert De Haan a little too far back to do anything about that second place. And then Marvin Klein and Ariel Levy in 5th place. Horst Felix Feldmayer, Hu van Eindhoven, Flint Schuring still second in the rookie category. Has held off James Kellett all race long, and Janis Stiak having one of his best showings in the 10th place. But Harry King, you can see the gap between first and second. He still needs to hold it all together, but it looks as though Larry Tenforder has run out of ideas to get past the number 19 car. Can it be 2 out of 2 for Harry King? The dream starts to his season in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. He's got about half a lap remaining to hold off Larry Tenforder. Robert De Haan in that 3rd place. He has been so impressive yesterday and today. 2 podium positions in 2 races. He guessed it in Zandvoort last year and he got a 3rd and 4th place, already looking to better that. But it's Harry King who's going to steal the headlines. You can see the gap now. 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Still, Marvin Klein hasn't quite given up for a podium position, but Robert De Haan looks to have positioned it well. Harry King now in the final stages, the final corners of the race, out onto the pit straight, receives the checkered flag. It is 2 out of 2 for Harry King in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Larry Tenforder in 2nd place, Robert De Haan in 3rd, Marvin Klein in 4th, Ariel Levy rounding out the top 5. The winning rookie, Robert De Haan, in the Pro-Am race. It's Zoran Spreng also making it 2 out of 2. He won yesterday, he wins again today. Mikael Esman, his second place in the Pro-Am category as well this weekend. But Harry King, what a weekend he has had. He started yesterday, he crossed the line yesterday in second place, but inherited that win after the disqualification of Larry Tenforder. Today, he's done it on the track. You can see him there waving as he goes around. He will be delighted with that as he looks to take this championship, Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. But Larry Tenforder in that second place, hot on his heels. There is Robert de Haan, the leading rookie and the winning rookie in this race. A good, solid drive from Robert de Haan. So second in the rookies was Flint Schuring, and he finished in 8th place, holding off James Kellett for the whole of that race. Good, solid drive from him. But James Kellett, he's going to be one to watch this year. Mikael Esman, who was delighted with his second place yesterday. You can see him with his arm out of the window. Again, a clenched fist, a second place again today in the Pro-Am race. Senna van Zerlen crossed the line in 12th place, but he was third in the rookie standing. So that's a solid drive from him. To remind you, this is his second ever race in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Senna van Zerlen, the 18-year-old driver, one of the talent pool drivers who is going to be challenging some of these drivers like Larry Tenforder, who have been here for a number of years. So many of these young chargers coming through, all eager to show themselves on this stage, the toughest Carrera Cup series in the world. The cars now parading round. And there is James Kellett and Keanu Bloom, the two cars, the Grello lookalikes, and into the pit lane. And we hope to bring you the podium today, and Harry King will actually get to stand on that top step. Yesterday, the penalty that went to Larry Tenforder and the disqualification of Ariel Levy announced a while after the podium, but today Harry King will stand on that top step. Beautiful conditions here at Imola today. No threats of rain at all today, and perfect conditions for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. And some wonderful slow motion shots. Cars across the curbs. There is the gold and black car of Larry Tenforder. So into Parc Fermé the cars come. We're hoping to bring you the podium today. I'm been told that we are running a little bit short on broadcast time, but we will bring you whatever we can. But getting the cars around this 4.9 kilometre circuit and back into Parc Fermé, getting the drivers out of the car and onto the podium. But no penalties outstanding, so as long as the cars are able to get through scrutineering, and I should think that Team GP Elite will be checking and double checking their calculations, particularly with Ariel Levy. It will be Harry King who will take that top step ahead of Larry Tenforder, Robert de Haan. It is the first of 2 weekends, back-to-back weekend here at Imola. Next weekend we return in Oschersleben in Germany for races 3 and 4 of the season. A very different kind of circuit to what we have seen here this weekend. Looking again at some of the highlights from that race, and it was Theo Overhaus who started on pole position. Harry King made a great start, and then there was this slight contact into Tamburello, the two cars bouncing off each other, and it was Theo Overhaus who went off into the gravel trap. He was able to keep it going, but that depressing side of the entire field streaming past. Another driver who was also going to have to join at the back was Alex Tauscher, and then that big lockup by Ariel Levy. He kept it going through the gravel trap, but had to surrender a couple of places as a result. Flint Schuring, well, he was in the battles all race long. Cas Havercourt alongside him at that point. Senna van Zerlen and James Kellett also getting involved. This was the battle of the race. The net result was Senna van Zerlen getting spat out onto the gravel. He kept it going, was able to rejoin, but lost 3 or 4 places. But then Cas Havercourt, after such a great fight, losing it under braking, getting stranded, bringing out the safety car, and that in the Pro-Am category was Sam Shaheen, also getting it wrong under braking, smoking the tyres and into the gravel trap. It was Harry King who led all the way to the checkered flag, taking 2 wins out of 2 this weekend, moving himself firmly to the top of the championship standings. So in Parc Fermé, there is Harry King for Allied Racing, a team that spots talent. Well, he didn't take a lot of spotting. He's been coming through the ranks for several years, wins at everything he takes part in. He was the Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux champion in 2022, and he would dearly love to add Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany to his CV this year. Here is the official result. Harry King, Larry Tenforder, Robert De Haan, the leading rookie driver. Marvin Klan in 4th place, just missing on the podium, ahead of Ariel Levy. Horst Felix Feldmayer, Hu van Eindhoven, Flint Schuring, James Kellett, good job there, to 9th place, ahead of Janis Stiak for Timo Bernhard's Team 75 Bernhard as well. 11th place, Sebastian Freimut, ahead of Senna van Zerlen. Also in the rookie standings, Colin Bernighausen had a much better day today than yesterday, ahead of Alex Tauscher. Cal Crate, Keanu Blum, Zoran Spreng, Michael Essmann, Gianluca Tucciaroglu in 19th, and Ahmed Aushi had a quiet afternoon, quiet morning by his standards. Alexander Hartwig, Sama Shaheen after that lock-up in 22nd, had a Cas Havercourt, Nathan Sharp, Jan Seifert and Theo Overhaus, our pole sitter. A fairly disastrous race for him. So Theo Overhaus coming home in the last of the positions. Right, well, we are able to bring you the podium. So there is your 3rd place. Robert De Haan, get used to seeing him on the podium. It is his 2nd one of the weekend. The 2nd place, Larry Tenforder. But the winner for the 2nd time this weekend, 2 out of 2. God bless the King, King Harry, top step of the podium. So as we wait for the national anthem to sound out around the Imola circuit, we say thank you for joining us for this round 1 of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. To remind you, we will be back at Oschersleben next weekend for races 3 and 4. Will it be Harry King? Will it be Larry Tenforder? Robert De Haan? So many drivers in contention. Join us next Saturday for race 3 of the season. We'll see you in Oschersleben. Bye-bye.